Oh, hello. Didn't see you all there. My name is Ryder, and this is the sixth episode of the exclusive podcast, the most exclusive podcast on the planet. And I am here as always with my dear friend and co-host, Mims. Say hello, Mims.
Fuck the Florida Gators.
All right. And today we are here with a good episode, mostly basketball today. Mostly basketball.
Yeah.
We're going to briefly touch on some of the crazier football games this week. We're not going to go through every game, not even close for that matter. And the Bills just returned to kick, barring a.
Oh, no, there was a flag.
Yeah, but no. All right. To stay on topic, yeah, we're going to be doing mostly basketball, and we're going to be giving our over under picks for season wins for every team, and then we're going to be giving out our predictions for player awards such as MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA first and second team, Most Improved Player, Coach of the Year, Eastern Conference Final winner, Western Conference Final winner, Rookie of the Year, and all that good stuff.
Things of those natures.
Yeah, but
Just kind of giving you our overall, a broad, like a little skim of the NBA season. We kind of waited till last second to get this out. Literally, this is going to drop the day the season starts. So
yeah,
recorded the night before. But if you're looking to cash some futures right before that first game tips off, check us out.
Also, never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, before we do all that though, as always, we're gonna talk about our teams. And with that, I'll pass it over to Mims.
So we went out and dog walked the Florida Gators at 11 in the morning. It was awesome. I set an alarm to watch it because I worked the night before, super late. And Ty Davis Price sunned the entire Florida defense. To give y'all an idea, if it wasn't for a prayer Hail Mary, the score would have been 28-6 about a minute into the second half. And we pretty much ran one play the entire second half. It was a counter trap left or counter trap right with a guard and tight end pulling. And Florida was in a fucking box. So on that note, they turned the ball over 4 times, which gets me to my Peterman Player of the Week. The Florida quarterbacks, just both of them. Fuck them. I don't care how good Anthony Richardson played. They had 4 interceptions. Just fuck Florida. That's my whole memo for the week. Just, God, it felt great. Felt really good to get that win. And the Saints had a bye week. So I think Michael Thomas is coming back next week, which would be clutch. And Will Lutz was
I can't believe Michael Thomas is coming back.
I know, right? And we're going to get our kicker back off the IR. So that's great. Good news for the Saints. So
no more Cody Parkey?
No more Cody Parkey. I think we had like a week of Cody Parkey, literally. Like we signed him last week, and then he played a game, and then we had the bye week, and now Will Lutz is coming off IR. So hopefully that worked. Hopefully he is on pace to return next week, so that'd be great. And also if you're a Florida fan and you're upset, I get it. And if you guys don't start Anthony Richardson, y'all are not a serious football program. And I'll end it on that as far as LSU and Florida goes. But yeah, what say you about the old Shamecocks and the Patriots?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on the Gamecocks yet another week. And I know that makes me look like I don't care.
How could you care?
I do care. It's just that I won't subject myself to watching that, like I didn't watch the game because I knew it was going to be close. They put us at 18 something and a half. Like I think it was 18 and a half points. Yeah. Like, excuse me. Like,
who do you think we are?
Yeah, literally. Like, don't get it twisted. We are terrible. Like, we are down there with it. We won by 1 point, man. Like, since you got me talking about it, like,
I think
already
a great look on the East as far as like the bottom 3 teams is like there's Vanderbilt in their own tier of shit, and then like y'all and Missouri. But I thought the gap between Missouri and y'all and Vanderbilt was a lot bigger. It's not.
it's not at all. Like, and that's that, and that's where I'll leave that. And as far as the Patriots goes,
Played one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, we look good. I don't want to talk about it, honestly. I really don't. It's just
Are
like,
you mad they called back?
I'm not
Jacoby's
mad. I'm
touchdown?
heartbroken at this point. Like, I'm really not mad because, like, we did play like I don't know. I don't know, man. I
Are
don't
you
know.
heartbroken about them calling back Jacoby's first touchdown?
Yeah, that made me want to cry. I was so sad. He was so excited, dude. Never caught a touchdown. And I started him in one of my leagues because I was like, man, I think he's going to get his first one today. I don't know what it was, but the rest took that away from him and I. And
I hope he goes like the first 5 seasons of his career with no touchdown. I think that'd just be hilarious. I hope he scores like 5,000 after that. But like, if he just goes like 5 years without scoring, what a meme. Y'all thought I was on Julio Jones' ass.
Jacoby Myers, man, please get a touchdown. Shut this man up. Anyways, but the Red Sox, they're playing as we speak right now, and it's quite hilarious. We are dinking the hell out of the Astros. It is 12-3. We've scored again since I turned it off. Looks like Devers hit another in the bottom of the 8th. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're the hottest team in baseball right now. There's nothing to be said about that. I don't even think it's close. No, it's not even close. The Braves have not been putting up the 1 hits, 2 runs that we've been hitting up. The Braves they've won on the last at bat in the 9th inning, the last 2 games.
They're still beating probably the defending World Series champions when they're missing their best player.
I mean, like I said, like I didn't think it would even be a possibility. If the Red Sox play the Braves, that's going to be the People's Series, man. Because nobody wants to see the fucking Astros win. Nobody wants to see the Astros win, and nobody wants, except for you, because you're weird. And then nobody else wants to. Nobody wants to see the Dodgers win. I know that for a fact. So I think everybody's pulling for the Sox and the Braves. And the Sox are the hottest team in baseball. Our bats are going cuckoo bananas, and it's great. It's been fun to watch. I love that team. I just love that team. Alrighty, and I think that's all I have to say about that. So we will move on to some NFL talk. I guess the first game we'll talk about, Gino Smith kept it close with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's pretty surprising.
Gino Smith.
Yeah. Gino Smith. Gino Smith, once upon a time, he was a quarterback of West Virginia. He
was a monster. He was a menace with a young man by the name of Tavon Austin.
Is he was that not the team that put up 70 points on Clemson? It was like 7 on a bowl game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 70 to like 33.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was that was fun. Gino Smith lost, unfortunately. He wasn't finding his receivers, which is not good for my fantasy teams because I own at least one of DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett in all 3 of my leagues. Pittsburgh just keeps slipping through the wins they have had. They're 3-3. I think they're pretty bummy. That's all I have to say about that. It was a pretty bad week of football. I think that's why this is a good week to talk about basketball. Another close one. Yeah, it did work out in our favor. Another fun one was the Panthers Vikings.
That was actually a great game.
Yeah, I mean,
probably might have been the best game of the week, honestly.
Yeah, it probably
either y'all's game or this game. Honestly, no offense, but
I would say that game was probably more fun to watch.
Depending on how this Bills Titans game has been awesome. It's happening.
Yeah.
We're 22 seconds left in the fourth right now.
It's 4th and 1. They need to take the 3 and go to
So
overtime for the people.
Whenever that play happens, you'll hear our reaction.
I was watching Red Zone on yesterday. There's been overtime every week so far this season.
It's been
crazy.
There have been 18 games this year so far, decided on the last play. There's been a game-winning score on the last play of the game. It's the most since 1970. I saw that stat.
I like
another right here.
Like no shit. Like there's a lot of good teams. Like it's
I don't want to say it,
and it's showing. Like
there's a lot of good football players, Grant. You're gonna make me say
it. They did not get that. Wow.
I'm behind you. What a dumb fucking play call.
Yeah, I don't like that. They try to catch him off guard. That's still terrible. Anyways, that Vikings Panthers game, they both moved to 3-3. Sam Darnold, to be fair, he had a terrible game again, but his receivers were awful. Like I watched like most of that game just because it was the closest game on. And
we live in Carolina, so if Fox, you're fucked. If you're a fan of any other team in the NFC and you live here, tough shit.
Yeah. But anyways, they sucked. Like DJ Moore was dropping passes, like they couldn't get open. So to be fair on him, like it wasn't all his fault. He did have a bad game, but the boy's fast, man. Did you see that run he had?
No, I didn't. I caught like the second half of the game, but I was driving back from Columbia that day, and I had a few adult beverages Saturday night, so I could safely say I was in bed resting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not asleep, but definitely kind of the nice little headache relaxed.
But yeah, it was a good game. I think the Vikings are a better team than them right now, like on roster. I think the Panthers are a little young.
The Vikings just don't have a good defense. I feel like they're like almost like counter opposites of each other because the Panthers offense, like they need a top, like at least above average quarterback. I think Darnold at this point is just barely below average. I'm not blaming him, but like he's not gonna win you games, if that makes sense. I don't know if he'll lose you games anymore, but I don't know if he's going to win you any games.
Yeah. I mean,
like if they had Kirk Cousins, I would say,
yeah, exactly.
The Panthers would be better than they'd be better than the Saints, in my opinion. That's
Kirk Cousins look pretty good.
Yeah. Helps out when you have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook in the backfield.
Irv Smith ain't too bad either.
Exactly.
But the Vikings defense looked good. Like really. Like they were making plays. Yeah, on character, yeah. But and then the only other game to be mentioned is Trevor Lawrence got his first win. And it was in London, and we kind of proclaimed this. We saw this coming. Trevor Lawrence
has never won on American soil.
Never won on American soil, not one time.
In a pro football game.
That screams bust to me.
Yeah.
And he won by 3. He only threw 1 tutty. That's pretty lame.
Just saying, Tua's 0-2 against Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, Trevor Lawrence can't beat anybody but his old foes.
Except for Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow.
That's his dad.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I saw mic'd up. Joe Burrow was mic'd up for that game, and
he said it gets better, bro. I promise.
Yeah, at post game, he was like, "Yo, it gets better." He's just good old Papa Joe giving his son some friendly word of advice. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence got a win. Congratulations, Trevor. You still suck.
Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer.
He needed it so bad. The look on his face when the game ended was so funny.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I can't believe it.
This game just ended. Derrick Henry is he's a problem. 20 rushing yards, 143 or
20 rushes,
20
143 yards.
rushes, 20 attempts, 143 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Fucking insane. He won't stop.
Just refuses.
They just beat the Bills.
The earth's crust.
34-31 in a good game. They could have sent it to overtime, but they had a terrible play call at the end of the game to send Josh Allen up the gut. Like it looked like he was.
I don't know if I would have kicked the field goal either. They were so close. I would have handed it off before I did that. That was.
It was 4th and goal, bro. Like at that point.
No, it was 4th and inches. Because the first down mark was at like the 3, and they were on like the 3.5 yard line. Because they were reviewing that dive that Allen had on the scramble. Not important.
It's Monday night, man. You send that shit to overtime for the people.
Absolutely. Get the ratings up.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's best running back in NFL. I don't even think it's close.
Did you see the Bengals going to be 4-2? Did you see that happening? Preseason?
Preseason? No, absolutely not. Joe Burrow's been all right. He's been looking pretty good, man. Off the injury, Jamar Chase is like the best deep threat statistically in the NFL right now as a rookie. It's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, he's got just on a little more turnovers and throwing a few more interceptions than he usually does. But other than that, I didn't see it coming either, but it's pretty awesome.
I mean, they're one of the more fun, young, explosive offenses to watch. I can't remember the last time I would want to watch a Cincinnati team ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, things are looking bright over there. It's almost, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The only other thing I'll talk about NFL, get this wrapped up. Arizona's still undefeated. They beat the Browns 37-14 on the road. Kyler Murray looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
AJ Green's playing pretty good.
DeAndre Hopkins doing DeAndre Hopkins things.
They're 6-0, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Like they're red hot. Too. Yeah, Isaiah Simmons is kind of blossoming into the player he was projected to be. They got J.J. Watt. Chandler Jones is a menace.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, they're a problem. It's a good team right there. I might have to stop calling them frauds here. I might have to put some respect on their names. And all right, so you want to talk about some college football before we get into this NBA?
Iowa goes down to Purdue, which
no one saw coming.
Yeah, no one saw coming, but if you looked, Purdue is a lot better than I gave them credit for when I looked into it. They had like one of the better defenses in the country statistically, which I did not fucking know because I just, who the hell pays attention to Purdue?
I'd give Iowa the benefit of the doubt if they weren't at home, bro. Like, really? Like, y'all are the number 2 team in the country. You have all
now Cincinnati is.
And this is now Cincinnati is. Way to fucking go, Iowa. Look what you've done.
Cincinnati's good. I don't care what nobody says. I don't know if they're like the number 2 team in the country.
No, I don't think Iowa is either. But like, still, come on. Iowa
should have lost last week to fucking Penn State.
Nah, man, they're the better football team.
No, the quarterback got hurt.
Nah,
they were down 17-3, and that backup quarterback came in, who I gave Peterman Player of the fucking week.
Taquan Robertson.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. I hope you like your apparel and
your coffee mug.
Yeah, your coffee mug. Yeah.
So I gave you a nice coffee mug with Peterman's
face. Let me rewind real quick. My Peterman Player of the Week.
Oh, you forgot.
While we're thinking about it, yeah. My Peterman Player of the Week goes to the one and only Daniel Jones. First of all, he didn't have as many rushing yards as Mr. Devontae Booker because Saquon's out, and he used to outrush Saquon, man. Like, what the hell, Daniel? Second of all, he threw 51 passes, no touchdowns. Unbelievable, Daniel. How do you throw the ball 51 times and you don't throw a touchdown? That's unacceptable. And not only that, he had 3 interceptions. They lost to the Rams 38-11 at home. The Giants might be the worst team in the NFL.
Might be.
Yeah.
I think that's far and away.
You think the Giants are the worst over the Lions and the?
Did they play? The Giants and the Lions play.
I mean,
the Lions are at least fucking competitive when they lose.
The Lions haven't won a football game. They're the last unwinnable team yet. They play the Rams. They play the Eagles.
The Giants won. Who the hell did the Giants beat?
I'm not sure. I'm looking at the Lions' schedule right now. They don't play the Giants, unfortunately.
Tragic.
Yeah, the Dan Campbell and the Lions are the last winless team. But yeah, congratulations, Daniel. Peterman Player of the Week. You can continue on with your college football now.
Yeah. Georgia dragged Kentucky. Shocker.
It wasn't as bad as we all thought it would be, though.
I mean, 30-13.
I think they covered.
Yeah, they did because it was like a 23-point spread, but still, like, backup court. Like, I mean, what did Georgia throw the ball like 10 times?
20.
Like, they just crammed it down their throats. And it was pretty much. I mean, the game was never in question in my mind. I don't care what that halftime score said. Like, I knew who was going to win that game. But
yeah,
anyways,
just a better football team, man. Not much to be said about that.
And then, were there any other games worth fucking talking about? Not off the top. Forgive me if I'm blanking on a big one, but off the top of my head, I cannot think of a big game.
Baylor beat BYU, and Baylor will be ranked next week. They're 6-1.
Yeah, there's talks of LSU trying to hire their head coach, which, we are officially getting rid of Coach O. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Obviously, he's going to finish out the season, which brings back the age-old LSU joke for whenever he was doing bad, just fire Coach O and hire interim Coach O, which is kind of what we did. But, yeah. No, that's was to be expected. I think the Vegas odds came out that Lane Kiffin was the favorite to land the coaching job. Madness. Would be awesome, though. I personally would like James Franklin, but hey, beggars can't be choosers at this point. Yeah, I just kind of forgot to touch on that. But yeah, no, that was crazy.
Why would Kiffin leave?
We can pay more. Plus, if you there's way more talent in the state of Louisiana to recruit, and we have a better, more talented roster as is. Plus, Matt Corral is about to leave, and we have Miles Brennan, Max Johnson, who, say what you will about Max Johnson,
he can sling the pill.
I was about to say, he doesn't really force that many turnovers. He's had the fumble and a couple interceptions, but he doesn't it's never a forced bad read, anything like that, in my opinion. He's had a couple, but nothing too bad. And I mean, as far as LSU quarterbacks go, he's probably the fourth best LSU quarterback ever. Statistically. So then you have Miles Brennan, who I mentioned earlier, and Walker Howard, who's a 5-star coming in. So if you're Lane Kiffin, that appeals to you if you're about to lose your starting quarterback and you're at Ole Miss, where you don't really recruit. It's not really a great recruiting school, honestly. What have you ever heard besides when Hugh Freeze was cheating his ass off, them reeling in top recruiting classes?
Yeah, it was a slow football week, though. Like I said, not much exciting stuff happened at all. There wasn't many upsets. Wasn't many close games.
Oh, yeah, no. Overall kind of a slow week, but it's a great time to give us it's kind of nice because, we got some basketball to touch on.
Yeah.
A little hoop, a little round ball.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
We'll start off with your favorite team here, the Celtics.
All right. Let's talk about the Celtics. We waived Jabari Parker literally today, this morning. Got a notification.
Basketball Reference doesn't have that updated. I thought I saw that today too. When I was looking at that, I was like, huh.
Yeah, we waived him. I don't know why. I guess money. I don't really think we're pushing for a ring this season, but we're just kind of like looking to improve our young guys. I think Pritchard will get some more playing time. He's been hooping this off season from everything I've seen. The fans love him. We got Tatum coming off a 50-point playoff performance. He's like 23, 22 years old. Pretty incredible. Looking to big season for Tatum. I have very, very high expectations for him. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. We do have Big Al back. Terrible contract. But
You're welcome.
Kind of yeah. He's like 35 or 36, dude. Like he's old as shit. But I mean,
he's a competent basketball player.
Oh yeah, no,
so like
yeah.
If you got like 12 to 14 minutes of Al Horford, you're like, he might not be a negative.
We also got Kantar back, and he left for one season. So we're literally just like bringing back old players for whatever reason, except IT. Just won't give him a chance. Makes no sense. Kind of need a point guard. We have Schroeder.
That's like the number one thing I've written down for y'all is that y'all lack like a top, like really a facilitator. Like Schroeder's like fine, but like he's more looking for himself, if that makes sense.
I think we're waiting on Brad Beal, man. We're just gonna make him our one.
He's not a facilitator. He's more of a scorer too. I feel like y'all gonna be running a lot of ISO ball this year. Plus, y'all got a new coach.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how he plays y'all. Like just in comparison to how Brad Stevens, because Brad Stevens was real like system based.
So these odds are from FanDuel. They have us set at 47.5 wins. We won 36 last season.
In a season.
Shortened season. So -10, give or take what you want from that. 47.5. I
take the under.
I mean, I think so too, because I think we're gonna win like 47 games, like 47, 46 games. Like I think that's a pretty good number right there. Like I don't think we're gonna do anything extravagant by any means, but like I think we'll be a solid basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, y'all be an annoying ass 6 seed to see.
I think we'll be a 5th, 4th seed in the East, but that's a different discussion for a different day. All right, talked about my team. Same division. Let's talk about your team, Mims.
Get rid of Ben Simmons.
I mean, he'll be
just showing up with his phone in his pocket to practice and whatnot, just walking off before huddles are over. Like fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty well known that he won't finish the season as a Sixer.
Ben Simmons for Kyrie, like straight up, like they get defense, and like Kyrie won't even play. Like the Nets said he won't play, so like they get a player that will play, and we get a perimeter scorer that we need. Like who says no?
I'm not sure. Probably Brooklyn. Not Brooklyn. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if the Sixers are interested in Kyrie. I don't know why they wouldn't be, but I mean,
he's literally like he would be the perfect like because then
it makes too much sense, really. Because like
literally, because neither one of them want to play for the other. They would both like Kyrie would stay and I don't know if Kyrie doesn't want to play for Brooklyn. I think he just doesn't want to
play basketball. I don't think he wants to play basketball in general.
No, because he would have retired.
I don't know, man.
Who knows? Kyrie knows. Maybe.
They have the over under for you guys set at 50.5. I'm smashing the under just because of the
lot.
Yeah, and just because of the certain uncertainty with Ben Simmons. Like I just don't see. And you got to take into account Joel will be hurt at some point. He's been hurt literally every season of his career.
I think this is. I don't know. I could see us getting. I'd take the over, but barely. I'd see us going like 52 and 30.
I'm taking the under for sure.
Just because like there's no one in that division that can guard Joel Embiid.
I could see y'all being like a 4th seed this year.
Yeah, I think we're like a 3 or 4 seed, just depending on if we make the Ben trade and it's for someone like.
I just think that playoff series it's not the fact that y'all lost. It's the way y'all went out. And I
No,
think
that's what I'm saying.
and
Yeah,
that yeah, and like that's like really hindered like everything for you guys. So I just say I see a step back in like regular season play, but I think come the postseason time, y'all are gonna be locked in. So
I hope so. I
wouldn't
like
take
Joel having a monster season this year, though.
I
Wow.
wouldn't take y'all's regular season for face value, if that makes sense. Like I would definitely just wait for playoff time because y'all will be in the playoffs. So
Yeah, and if we aren't, then something went very wrong.
So I'm taking the under for that reason, but that goes without saying. I do like y'all y'all are kind of like a dark horse in the East this season. Like I kind of like it. All right.
At the end of the day, no one wants to have to. There's not someone in that division that can deal with Joel Embiid, and that's just like you still have to deal with that no matter who you are.
Yeah, but going to our next team from the division, nobody has anything for Kevin Durant. Nobody.
Oh, no one on the fucking planet.
And honestly, the closest thing to guard Kevin Durant, I would say, is probably Ben Simmons.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And if you pair him up on the same team, to your counterpoint, like they're like, that's gonna be a problem, man.
Oh yeah, but
and you got to remember they got Siku in the offseason as well.
Siku. Who else did they add? I have their roster pulled up here. Hold
on. The line they have FanDuel has set on their regular season wins is 55.5.
That's right. They added Paul Millsap as well, and LaMarcus Aldridge is just better now.
Yeah. 55.5. I don't think any of that, like their stars played even like 85% of the season. You know what I'm saying?
I think James Harden does.
And if he does, I think they win like 55. Like these lines are like too sneaky close for me. I'm taking the under on this. 55 is a lot, but I could easily see them winning 56, even 59 games this season.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see them winning 60, but I could definitely see them getting in that upper 50s round. I think I'm gonna go under with you. I mean, they have a lot of young talent on this team. Cam Thomas, DeAndre Bembry. I mean, Nick Claxton.
Isn't their coach Steve Nash?
Yeah, Patty Mills is on this team now, which like is very annoying. Just another shooter. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And don't forget Cam Thomas, my boy.
Oh yeah, no, I think I mentioned him a second ago. They got Cam Thomas,
another shooter.
Yeah, just an absolute chucker. Just yanking threes as much.
So what he's there for?
Oh yeah.
Just more points.
No, I say just off the bench. I mean, he's literally like I'm not going to say it, but he's kind of like their Kyrie insurance in the sense that like he's a backup that will just shoot whenever Kevin Durant and James Harden need to come off the bench for like 5 minutes or go sit down for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm taking 55.5 under there for sure.
Yeah.
Two more teams from the division. We got the Knicks, and they have 41.5 at the line. I think they got worse. I mean, they didn't get worse. They just didn't get what they needed to get. Like they got.
Here's how I feel. I think they got worse on defense, but I think they got significantly deeper on offense as far as options. When you add someone like Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, and like you lose Reggie Bullock, who is a really solid defender for them, and that might cause issues. But RJ Barrett's probably gonna be picking up that position now as far as guarding the other team's best defender. And I was very low on RJ Barrett coming out. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of proven me wrong. At least last year,
he's solid.
I say at least last year he did. So I'm not saying he definitely would just pick up where Bullock left off as far as being the best wing defender on that team. But if he can show some level of just consistency there, and Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier just, 18 points from Kemba and like 15 points from Evan Fournier, and Julius Randle picks up where he left off last year. And we still haven't even talked about Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickley. So maybe there's something there. I think their defense is going to take a big drop, but I think their offense might hit around like at least the top 12 in the league, maybe.
We can't forget about how bad Julius Randle played in the playoffs last season.
Oh, no, not at all. But he's a regular season monster, and that's what we're talking about. So
41.5. What you think?
That's like right at 500. That's weird. I literally think they're like a 500 team. I'll take the over just because I feel like they can score with teams now.
I think I like. It's so close.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a zig. I'm gonna take the under. I just don't like Kemba or Evan Fournier that much. Evan Fournier is okay, but just not for that money. Like they could, like that's where my problem lies. Like they could have just dealt with that money so much better. Like why take that Kemba Walker contract? I don't understand what you're like. I understand you need a point guard, but like, dude, like Kemba, that's what like. I mean, at that point, you might as well go get John Wall. You know,
Got the shooting Kemba has. I mean. Plus, you have Quickly and Derrick Rose for if, Kemba gets hurt like he's been the last few years. So, definitely warrant. I think there's, like I said, I think they sneaky got a little bit better, but just like their defense is going to be worse. But I think their offense is just a whole lot better. But knowing Tibbs, he's going to play all their starters 41 minutes a game already.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Tom Thibodeau, not a good coach.
No, he's not. We don't like Tibbs. It's a fraud. Anyways, Toronto, 36.5. They're pretty fucking bad, Mims.
I think they trade Siakam by the All-Star break, personally.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride that under real nice.
You said it was 36.5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see them winning like 20.
Lowry's gone. They got Dragic, which like
he's like 36.
Yeah, but like they didn't have a ball handler like besides him. Like Van Vliet's fine, but he's more of like a off-ball scorer. Like that's where he's ideally played at. But
I like OG to break out this season. I mean, he's gonna have to.
I feel like everybody's been predicting that for the last like 4 years now, though. Like, when is he actually gonna do it?
Fair. I think it's this year though, like for real. I mean, I just think his usage is gonna go through the roof, and he's just not gonna really have a choice.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets the ball in his hands, he's fucking talented. He's proven it time.
I mean, this is yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is gonna be his year. That's what I think. But I mean, that goes without saying. Under for sure. Yeah. No,
it's just a bad team. And this also warrants the case. I mean, I get their team is very depleted, like that entire championship team is gone. But like,
no, they're
excuse me. Does Nick Nurse trick y'all?
I just don't understand why they got rid of what's his face? God,
Lowry?
No.
DeRozan?
No. I'm gonna remember his name.
What position?
Dwayne Casey.
Oh yeah, they won Coach of the Year.
Yeah, you win Coach. Then
hired his assistant.
Yeah, like what are you doing? You don't even give him a chance with that. I just don't understand.
Then like the following year, you get this new coach, Kawhi Leonard, and you're like, he's a genius. And I'm like, is he a genius, or does he have Kawhi Leonard? Like,
yeah, like. Did Kawhi want to trade out and you guys just made it happen, or
pulled the trigger? Yeah, you guys pulled the trigger. Like that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like I said, does Nick Nurse trick y'all? Jury's out. We'll see how good of a coach he is this year. I'm be honest. If they hit this over, he's a good coach. I'll be 100% honest.
That's facts because they're a bad team. But yeah. I'm just saying I don't like the way that Toronto did Dwayne Casey. Just gonna put that out there. Or Vince Carter for that matter. It's fuck Toronto as far as I'm concerned. I don't even like Drake anyways. Yeah. All right. And that wraps up the Atlantic.
Let's move to the Central and talk about the Chicago Bulls, huh?
Yeah, 43.5. I like their moves they've made this season.
It all depends on if it works out as we all plan. They got Vooch. I forgot they got DeMar DeRozan as well. Up until now, like I remember it happening, I just forgot about it until right now.
Yeah,
and I think Levine and Lonzo are gonna be so much fun to watch. Like they play, like ideally, in a perfect world, like with their skill set, they play off each other so well. And like, there's gonna be so many sick lobs, like, like so many. I can't wait. But
I definitely like they're stepping in the right direction.
I think they're a sneaky playoff team.
Did you even talk about Zach LaVine?
That's why I said I think him and like Lonzo.
I love Zach LaVine. Yeah, no,
it's a contract year too, so he's gonna be playing for his bread.
I could see them doing one of two things. They are either going to be really good and bust out as like a 5th seed, 4th seed, even maybe if they get real hot. But I could also see them being on like an 8th seed. You know what I'm saying? Like just I don't know.
I don't know if they have the team defense. I think Lonzo helps them out on defense overall, but I don't know if they have the team defense.
I think they're a lot better than the Knicks.
Offensively.
Yeah, but I mean that goes without saying. The Knicks were the best defensive team in the league last season, and they only. Yeah, I mean they were pretty good on defense. The only point I'm trying to make, and they got worse on defense this season. I don't know. I like the Bulls this season.
Me too. I'm pretty high on them. I don't know.
43 and a half is
a lot of points. Or a lot of excuse me, not points. I'm used to talking about that.
Wins.
Yeah. You guys get the gist.
I'm gonna take the under. I can see them winning like 42 wins.
I'm taking the over. You zig, I zag.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it going either way.
And they have Derrick Jones Jr. Did not know that. That is interesting. Damn, that's helpful on defense right there. Huh. Caruso as well. I knew they had Caruso, but like, okay. Yeah, I'm probably taking the over there. That brings us to who's next?
Indiana.
Yeah, no, that is correct.
42 and a half. Indiana's so boring.
I'm smashing the under.
Mm-hmm. I can see Miles Turner getting traded before the deadline. He's been trying to get out of there forever.
I mean, they really didn't add anybody. This is a team that has pretty much said they've hated their last 2 coaches. And like, at this point, you just got to wonder, like, is it the coaches or are these teams just a bunch of dickheads? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the last one they fought, like, they hated was Nate McMillan. He's won 71% of his games in Atlanta so far. So, like, what fucking gives?
Are these coaches requesting possibly reasonable things? All right, like, let's just think. Let's take a step back.
I heard like rumors, like no one on like the team would like talk to him. Like not McMillan, but whoever was the coach last year, I forget his name. He had like some weird like Swedish name, some shit like that.
Let's take a step back for a second here, though. You're in Indiana. That's not a very appealing place to want to go play basketball by any means of the imagination. No young star is going to want to go play in Indiana, right?
God.
So
no old star, no
to
one
compensate for your shitty location. Why don't we go above and beyond on the facilities and shit and make the players feel at home, get some cool shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's what these coaches in Indiana are asking for. Like, hey, why don't we get some, like, I don't know, like appeal value to our franchise so we can get some like decent basketball players to come play for us? I don't know. Like,
the big deal about Indiana is that they're like a major like hoop state as far as like they love basketball, the whole state, but like that doesn't matter nowadays.
No,
people want to live somewhere dope.
About that. Nobody gives a shit.
That's why people are going to LA and Miami and stuff like that. Like no one wants to go to fucking where Indianapolis. Is that
I bet you $100 LaMelo Ball's never seen the Hoosiers, man.
Yeah, probably not. He's probably seen Coach Carter, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've seen the Hoosiers once.
Yeah, like that's a classic.
I think he got game is so much better personally.
Beyond the point.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day. Anyways, but that brings us to, I mean, I didn't know Torrey Craig went to USC Upstate. News to me.
Dope.
And then, I mean, should we just go ahead and talk about
Cleveland.
I was gonna say the Bucks, but yeah, sure, we can talk about Cleveland.
No, let's talk about the Bucks. 54.5. It's a lot of fucking wins, Mims.
Over. I mean, if Giannis is just yanking threes now, like why not? I mean, do they care about the regular season? They kind of coasted last year and it worked out in their favor. I don't know. I think I'm taking the over still. I feel like I'm taking a lot of overs.
I was about. Did they keep Mike Bud?
Yeah, hell yeah, they took. Why would they fire him? They just want a chip.
I don't know how much I like him. But I guess if it works.
He's been he was successful as hell with the Hawks when he had Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Damari Carroll, Paul Millsap, and Al Horford as his
And Josh Smith?
No, he wasn't on that team. They got traded. Their sixth man was Dennis Schroeder, which slick, nice, but Jeff Teague was their starting point guard.
That was baby Schroeder. I remember that team.
Yeah. I went to that series against LeBron. That shit was crazy.
I'm a zag though. I'm taking the under. I can see them winning 53. I don't see a lot of teams that I like winning. I feel like it's a pretty even playing field out here, Mims. What do you don't think the same thing? You see
say it, Grant.
There's a lot of good basketball. There's a lot of good basketball players.
How fucking dare you?
I said it. I mean, that's what I'm getting at here. I don't really see another Warriors year where they just come out and win 70 games. I hardly even see
unless the Nets just play all 82 games with their starters, but probably not.
Yeah, and who's to say there's yeah, no, that definitely won't happen. So I'm gonna take the under.
Agree to disagree there. I still like the over there. Let's talk about Cleveland.
26.5.
That's really low, but they're so bad. I
like the over there for sure.
That's just and they have enough talent alone just to kind of fake their way through 26 wins, if that makes sense, with players like Sexton and Garland, Mobley, Markkanen. Hopefully they can trade Kevin Love. If they do, that might be worth something. Okoro is pretty solid in my opinion. I forgot they have Jared Allen. Wow.
How you feel about Evan Mobley?
I like him. I think he's a dark horse for rookie of the year. Not to step on my predictions later, but I think
I think when he gets some weight on him, he's going to become one of the better players in this league.
I think he has, and I don't say this often because I think I'm pretty I'm not a big guy, but when I did play basketball, I played big man, so I watch that position pretty closely. I don't say this lightly, so I want everybody to kind of calm down when I say this. Out of college, he reminds me very much of Anthony Davis. I'm not saying he's going to be Anthony Davis, but he has that kind of skill set. I don't think he's polished, dribbling the ball, but defensively at least, shot blocking, he's got all that. So if that offensive game and just scoring around the rim is going to just be there, and he can develop that more and more, and also just bulk up, like you said, I mean, the sky's the limit for that kid. He's got so much potential.
They just need guards, man.
They need wings. They have Garland, Sexton. They need just perimeter defense. They need to trade some.
I know they're not going to pay. They're not going to pay both Garland and Sexton. So one of them's going to go. And I'm thinking they're going to get rid of Sexton from what I've read and whatnot. But also, yeah, I guess I don't know. 26.5 feels low though. That's really low considering that they have Detroit at 25.5. And I think that Cleveland's significantly better than Detroit. So I'm taking the over on Cleveland.
I'm taking Cleveland's better than Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Why do you think Detroit is better than Cleveland?
Jeremy Grant's a monster. I think Killian Hayes and Saban Lee are sneaky good. Sadiq Bey is really good. Cade Cunningham, I think, is going to be pretty good as well. Not to be just keep repeating the same thing, but the only thing they're really lacking is Isaiah Stewart's a fine perimeter or not perimeter, excuse me, interior defender, and they have Olenek, but they don't really have a great down low defense, which is kind of doesn't speak well to me. Debating them against the Cavs.
I mean, if that's a problem in either conference, it's going to be the East, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Julius Randle, I mean, KD can go down there. Fucking Joel, Giannis, Vuce, bro, come on.
Oh yeah, but I think they're gonna be a sneaky. I think they're gonna be a really fun bad team.
Yeah, they'll be fun, but I don't think they're good.
No, me neither. But I think them and the Cavs are this. I think Vegas has that right. They're damn near the same. One doesn't have wings. The other one has a shit ton of wings and no bigs, while the other one has a lot of bigs.
I don't think Cade Cunningham's that good.
I think he is. I think he's pretty good. I mean, I know that sounds dumb to say out loud. I mean, obviously, but he's got a really tight handle for someone that size, and I mean, he just has a high IQ. I don't see him he doesn't make many mistakes on the court. He's had a few bad games in college as far as turnovers, just trying to do too much. But when he's in his rhythm, he's so good. But
I guess we'll see.
I think he's gonna have some growing pains just with that roster as a whole, getting used to everything. But Dwayne Casey, like we were talking about earlier, he's a good coach. I think he's a damn good coach, no matter what anyone says. And now he's got some young talent to build around. So that bears something to look forward to.
That is true. Kind of got me convinced on taking the over there now. That post just scares me a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's Olenek, Stewart, and Luka Garza.
That's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got. Is that it for?
Yeah,
that's it for the Central.
Southeast now. Let's move on to the Washington Wizards.
All right. 34.5.
Under.
I was about to say.
I think this is probably, in my opinion, first things first, shout out the hometown kid, Devontae Schuler. He's on the Wizards. We grew up probably about, 15, 20 minutes from Irma, which is where he played. So shouts out to the guy from Columbia,
right
NBA
now.
roster.
Yeah.
So quick shout out there. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, we just had to say that we got this team. But yeah, sad to say, Devontae, this is probably the worst roster. Not roster, worst team in the NBA, in my opinion, outside of unless Bradley Beal is just going nuts. I don't see, he doesn't have really any help. They have KCP and Trez,
Rui,
and Kuzma. And I mean, Dinwiddie's on there now. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They have a first-year head coach. Everybody's trying to get Brad Beal out of Washington. They haven't been good.
I think saying that they're the worst team in the NBA is a very hot take.
I think it's a hot take. I think I'm thinking more of last year just because I forgot they got Dinwiddie personally and Trez.
Yeah, I mean, I 30. I mean, it's still pretty high for them. 34.5. I could see them winning 35 games. I could see them winning 22 games, Mims. I don't know. I'm gonna take the under though, just to be safe.
I think I'm taking the under as well. I think this is just I think the gap between the bad teams this year and the good teams is just very big, if that makes sense. Because there's so much parity that some of these bad teams have to be really bad.
Yeah. Moving to another team that I'm taking the under on. The Atlanta Hawks. 47.5.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, Mims.
But they're legit too deep at every position, bro.
They're good, but 47 wins.
What was their win total last year?
41 on a shortened season. I think they're good. I don't think they're 47.5 wins good. I think they're
I think they're a sneaky top 4 team in the East, honestly. So I might take Dude, 47.5. I think they literally win like 47-48 on the dot. I'll take the over, but barely, because I think Clint Capella also is just such a good rim defender. They signed, who was it?
They have the same total as Boston, to give you an idea of where.
And no offense, I think they're better than y'all just because they're deeper at every position. Like, and from top to, like, they're 10 deep, like, legit. You got Trae Young. Then you got Lou Will. You got, Herter. And who's the other two guard? Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter kind of both play wing. Who's their other two? Delon Wright. John Collins. Anayaka Kongwu. Gorgie Jang. Clint Capella. Danilo Gallinari. Bogdan Bogdanovic. Like, I haven't mentioned Sharif Cooper, who might just be the steal of the draft. Personally, he's on a 2-way contract, but I think he's very, very talented.
He went to Auburn, right?
Correct. So, I mean, I think I'm taking the over there. Because, I mean, they made that whole playoff run basically with Reddish, who was hurt. He came back like middle of that Sixers series, I believe. And Hunter didn't even play that Sixers series. He's probably their best perimeter defender. So you factor that back in. They signed Gorgie Jang just to give Clint Capella a little more like rest, and he's a little more height because Okongwu, as good as he is 6'8". So you get someone who's 6'10", 6'11", like Gorgie Jang, same height as Clint Capella. You get a little more depth down low as far as height and or interior defense. I mean, I think this is probably the third best team in the East.
The third best team in the East. So you think they're right behind Milwaukee and Brooklyn?
I think they're better than the Sixers, yeah, and I think we're the fourth best team in the East. I think the Heat and the Celtics are like a coin flip.
I would have to disagree with you there. I don't put the Hawks up that high, but hot take it again. I'm taking the under. And moving on, we got Miami. I want you to take a guess at what this total is.
45.5.
48.5.
Wow. They're really putting a lot of value into them getting Kyle Lowry.
Give me that under, bro. I mean, they're going to be good. Like, they're going to be an annoying team in the East for sure. I think they're like on par with the Celtics, honestly. Like, I don't like Miami. Like, the 85.5 wins, they have them as first of all, a whole point ahead of the Hawks. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think the Hawks are a much better team.
Do you know who else they have them a whole point ahead of?
The Sixers.
Golden State.
I think that's fair.
They don't have them over the Sixers. Sixers were at 50.5.
We were at 50? Oh, wow. I thought we were 47.5. My bad.
No. But yeah, no, I'm taking the under on Miami. I think they got better, but I think
everybody got a little bit better outside of the Sixers. That's why I have us probably dropping to like the fourth best team in the East.
Andre Drummond, bro.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot of help he does.
All right. So what do you think on Miami?
Under.
All right. Charlotte, 38.5.
I like the over there.
I have the over as well, man. It's funny you say that. They won 33 in a shortened season last year. I think
You're in the play-in game, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they'll be right back there. And I can see them winning like 41 wins. It's kind of where I put them at. I think they got I mean, they're really young too. You got to take that into account.
Oh yeah, like outside of Gordon Hayward, like Mason Plumlee and Terry
LaMelo.
Rozier, everybody else has like 2 to 3 years of experience.
Yeah.
So like there's a really young team. I like one of the acquisitions they got through the draft and James Bouknight, which I keep saying Bouknight, but apparently it's pronounced book night. So if that upsets you, trust me, I think it should be Bach night too. But I've heard so much like that he's like might be one of the best players in the draft as far as like his offensive skill. And when you lose players like Devontae Graham and Malik Monk, and you're looking to give those like points and shots to someone else, like why not? Also, Miles Bridges was shooting like 44% from three when Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball were out last season for a little bit. And not like on chump change threes either. Like he was shooting 7 threes a game, averaged like 23 points. So if he's just going to keep doing that, like they could be an 8 seed in the East. I don't know about their interior defense with guys like Mason Plumlee, like Vernon Carey, but as far as offensively, what they could bring, I think there's going to be a really fun bad team, but they could sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I like them to be in the play-in.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like the 9-8 seed is kind of where I see them at.
Yeah, I mean, 38.5 feels just a little low for them. I'm taking that over there for sure.
It's because they won 31 last year, and like I think just offensively they're going to take a step.
This next one feels really low to me. Orlando at 22.5.
I mean, who's on that team, dude?
I mean, 22.5. They're that bad, you think?
Yeah, let me take back everything I said about the Wizards. This is probably the worst roster in the NBA.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. Like, what the?
You don't like Jalen Suggs? You don't like Mo Bamba, Cole Anthony? They didn't have Jonathan Isaac at all last season.
Thank God they have a preacher on their team. Like, what?
I mean, he's not bad. I mean, say what you will about him off the court. He's not a bad basketball player.
His teammates hate him. Like, that's a problem.
Terrence Ross is an elder bucket. Wendell Carter Jr. I don't know. RJ Hampton.
Fultz is coming off a torn ACL, which sucks. I hate that for him.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me over 22.5. I think more than 22.5 games. They're not that bad.
Unless I'm blanking on someone, I'm about to take a little gander and make sure. Yeah, that's probably either them. Yeah, that's probably the worst team or roster in the NBA.
Nope. I know who the worst roster in the NBA is. We'll get to them later.
I was about to say, does that wrap up this division? Yeah, it does. All right, let's check out. Let's jump into the Northwest Division. Go to the Western Conference here.
Pick a team.
Let's go with a fun team, in my opinion, the Timberwolves.
All right.
Just that I don't think they'll be any good, but they'll be fun as hell to watch. Like
35.5.
I think that's like literally dead on. Like 35 wins is pretty solid. Like they're just gonna be so bad at defense. But you got D'Lo, Malik Beasley, who Malik Beasley really broke out last year. I guess that hooking up with Larsa Pippen really, helped him out there.
I mean, I think his legal troubles are settled now, from what I've heard. So he should be clear-headed heading into the season.
So you pick up a guy like Pat Bev, who, I mean, their defense is god-awful, but Patrick Beverley will help with that. And Ricky Rubio back in Minnesota, he'll help with defense as well. So, I mean, there's a little bit there as far as, they've made some moves, but, I mean, it's historically, this might be the worst franchise in the NBA. Like, what have the Timberwolves ever done good?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Charlotte's pretty bad.
But at least in the 90s, they were sick. Like, when have the Timberwolves ever been like that team?
They had KG.
Then they made the playoffs like one time, like as a 7 seed.
Yeah, because he was like literally their only player.
He was it was him and Latrell Sprewell, and they were like, let's get buckets.
Yeah, I took the under here.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the under just because it's 35.5, and I think they literally get 35.
They're just very bad on defense, man.
Yeah, like there's nothing much else.
Maybe Cat figures it out. You know,
Yeah.
if Cat
Yeah.
starts playing good defense, I'll hit the over.
Not even good, just like plays defense, period. Like I
Yeah.
swear he's a phantom on like down low. It's crazy because if you go look at him in college, he was so good on like not really so good, but he had so many help side blocks like across from Willie Cauley-Stein. Like it's just weird. But yeah, no. Moving on. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder.
22.5.
22.5 as well. See, like, here's my difference with this team and the Magic. This team is trying to be bad. I don't think the Magic are. Like, they're full on tank mode. They have Shea, which I think if they're smart, they'll keep. But, God, I mean.
I love Shea, dude. I think he's a bucket.
I would love for that to be the product of the Ben Simmons trade, but I doubt that happens.
I've heard good things about Josh Giddey as well.
Oh, yeah. No, I've heard. I mean, I'm going to have to see it. Just overseas players, I have to see it in the NBA at first. But, yeah, I've also heard really good things. I didn't know he's that tall. He's 6'8". Be interesting to look forward to. Lou Dort, another good defender. They added Trey Mann from LA, who kind of had a pretty good playoff run there. So, bears some watching. I might take the over. Like, they're not going to break 30 wins at all, but 22 is pretty low.
Yeah, I hit the over as well, and I agree with you. I see 25, you know, like.
I would say I don't think they're at the bottom of the barrel, but they're pretty close.
Yeah. They're a young team, though.
They're actively
fun players. Yeah,
like they have so many picks. Like it's pretty obvious. Like they're actively tanking. And they literally benched Al Horford last year because he was helping them win too much. Like I'm not even joking. Like, so they're like, we'll pay you. Just please God, stop winning games. He was like, okay. Deal. That's like every NBA player's dream. Like, you're telling me you'll pay me just to chill bet. For like what, $27 million a year just to be Al Horford. Awesome.
Like Alex Moran's dream.
Literally. If you haven't seen Blue Mountain State, go check it out.
Great watch.
Absolutely. And where have you been all your life? But moving on to the reigning MVP's home, the Denver Nuggets.
This one feels very high to me, 53.5.
Is Jamal Murray going to be ready to play?
Oh, wait, you said Denver Nuggets. Excuse me, 47.5.
47.5? I was about to say.
Yeah, no, I'm hitting the over on that, though. 47. Yeah, Jamal Murray's back, I believe.
If he's healthy to start the regular season, yeah. But if he misses like the first like 30 games, I think I'm hitting the under just because that defense, like without Murray's help, I don't know if Jokic can just drag them that much. Unless Michael Porter does what everybody thinks he's been going to do for the last like 3 years, however long he's been in the NBA. They re-signed Aaron Gordon. I think it was a pretty fair contract just as far as like the value they gave him, like and how he played. I mean,
I think they're gonna give old MPJ more minutes now that Paul Millsap's gone now, isn't he?
Yeah, Millsap's gone. Millsap is in Brooklyn of all fucking places. Like they needed him.
Yeah, so
sick. Yeah,
MPJ will get some more minutes, and I think he's
the tall guy that can shoot, and he has a little handle to him, so that could be a problem for a lot of NBA teams.
Yeah, I like the over there for sure. That's a comfortable over for me. 47.5. Well, let's talk about Utah at 53.5. I think that's ridiculous.
I think now here's my theory on them. I think they should really just be tinkering with lineups like all regular season. For the simple fact of like Rudy Gobert got played off the fucking court last year in the playoffs. Like that's a problem. Like your literal like main source of defense got played off the court because he was a liability on defense. So if Quinn Snyder, who I think, in my opinion, is a pretty smart coach from what I've seen, like his rosters have never been star-studded or stacked, but he's always found a way to get into the playoffs and, figure it out. Quinn.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I think he's a solid, safe to say top 8 head coach in the NBA easily. But I think with that being said, I go under. But because of that reason, I think they're going to be trying stuff out a little bit more, just as far as like, how do they defend small ball? They have Rudy Gay now. I don't know how much that helps. He's kind of like, and Eric Paschall, but
53.5 is very high.
Yeah, I'm taking the under for sure, but I'm interested to see how this team bounces back after pretty much being disrespected all last year, and then
like I kind of like Denver.
Right.
I like in my head, I like Denver to do what they did last season and just run the West. Wow, the Lakers are resting their guys, and I mean, I don't know how much I like Golden State.
We'll get to them.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But I'm hitting the under at 53. I don't like them to run the West like they did last year. I don't think that's happening back-to-back years.
I got you. I'm gonna let you talk about the Blazers for a second while I use the restroom real fast.
All right. Yeah, it's the last team in the division, so I have to talk about the Blazers. They won 42 games last season on a shortened season, so 10 games minus 10 games. Give some, take some from that total. The total that they have going into the season is 44.5. I don't know if like Dame is gonna leave or stay. Like, I don't know if he in his head, like, this is it for him. I think a lot of people are trying to indicate that. I just don't know if I buy into him leaving, because I do remember him saying, like, I'm loyal to the Blazers. Like, I'm not leaving. Like, he doesn't have any. I mean, why would you? If you're getting paid as much money as he's been paid, like, I don't know. Looking at their team here, I mean, they don't have a lot of notable ads.
Okay, I'm back.
They got
now.
Larry
Sorry about
Nance. I don't know. 44.5 feels a little high though.
44.5 seemed like so much defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much.
I mean,
they've
consistently proved me wrong. They've been a regular season team. I don't know. 44.5. I mean, if they don't hit that, they're set. That's basically saying they're a 7 seed in the West. Do you think they're a 7 seed in the West?
Yeah.
I think they're like I'm gonna take the under with you, but I think
I think it's right there. I think that 44 is like what they win. I think
if they won 50 games just being a regular season team, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they also win like 41 and 41, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Like, no joke, if this line was set at like 43.5, I think I'd be taking the over. But
yeah,
I mean, at 44.5, it's just, I don't know, 45 wins.
Like Norman Powell getting
I can
added.
see it too. Yeah, I mean,
solid player there.
He's all
right. We'll see. I mean, just more depth at the guard position. Plus, he's a solid two-way player, which is they're so bad at defense. Plus, first-year head coach. Hey, yeah, first-year head coach. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go the under there.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Pacific Division, we'll talk about the Lakers. The Lakers, the oldest team in the NBA.
Ooh. 52.5 under.
They got Kendrick Nunn for like no reason. Like, how? No, Siku's on the Lakers now.
What?
He's on a 2-way contract with them. I'm looking at it right now.
How the fuck did that happen?
Probably in the DeAndre Jordan trade.
Madness.
But yeah, no, I think this is a team that I said it last year. The loss of Rondo was going to be a big problem. Not big problem, but I think it was very underrated in how much it would affect this team. And I think it really came. I mean, I think it really showed throughout the season that Schroeder is not the same distributor or defender, as as Rondo, and I think getting him back and you add in Russell Westbrook, who hope to God he doesn't turn the ball over 9 times a game like he did in the preseason. But if he just picks up and does all the hustle for them in the regular season and drags that team to like 50 wins, and you have LeBron and AD still at the end of the day, there's a very talented roster. Like you can't like Carmelo Anthony is on this team at the end of the day playing like as the 8th man. Like like Kendrick Nunn, Trevor Ariza, Malik Monk, Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard, Taylor Horton Tucker. I haven't even said LeBron James or Anthony Davis yet. Like, come on.
No, they're a good team.
I think I'm taking the over just because Russell Westbrook is on this team now, and I could so see them just like making him their like regular season engine.
I don't know how many games I like that engine to win.
With LeBron James and Anthony Davis playing like 60 of those 82 games, like I could so see it.
I'm riding the under on that. I like them to like sneak into the playoffs, do what they did last season.
I see them being the 1 seed, like no cap. I think
if that's the route they want to take, then yeah, I like the over, but I don't know.
I'm about to say if this team is like hell bent on home court, then I think they're a lock to get the over because I agree. They are.
But I'm banking on that not being the case, so I'm taking the under. All right, so we'll move on to the worst team in basketball. Sacramento. Oh no. We haven't gotten to them yet. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I have all these teams abbreviated. Sacramento though, 36.5.
I was about to say I wouldn't call them the worst team in the
league. No. But you could call them the worst defensive team in the league.
Oh, by fucking far. They were the worst defensive team
ever.
Last year. That's not even like an exaggeration statistically.
No, ever.
They were the worst defense in NBA history ever. It was an anomaly. It was an absolute anomaly. But they added in Davion Mitchell, who was really known for his defense in college. Very kind of undersized, but I think
and that boy can shoot.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's going to be a solid player. I don't know how much of an immediate impact.
He's just a little small.
Yeah, that's what he kind of reminds me. I don't want to say this. A little bit of Patrick Beverley, just like
he's a better Devontae
the style
Graham.
of play he has. Devontae Graham doesn't really play defense like he does.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's like the same level squad. I think Davion Mitchell can give you like 18 off the bench.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to find
16.
it off the dribble like Devontae Graham does. That's why I think Pat Bev, like a better Patrick Beverley, is kind of how I see him progressing. Like Patrick Beverly is just annoying. I think Davion Mitchell could actually D you up, but I don't think
this team definitely didn't get worse. And the best thing they did was not trade for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I will say that completely. This team would be worse with Ben Simmons. You just lose so much shooting because I think what we were requesting was like Buddy Hield, which is their best shooter in my opinion, and Marvin Bagley, another young like post piece, really their only young post piece right now. So yeah, I think they made the correct decision, not pulling the trigger on that trade. But
y'all really wanted Fox, and they weren't going for it, which I think was the best decision they could have made. So,
yeah, if we would have gotten De'Aaron Fox, I'd be over the moon right now. I'd be like, we're gonna be the number 1 seed, Grant. Like, what are you talking about?
I like De'Aaron Fox a lot. I'm glad he's staying there. But as far as the win total goes, 36.5. That's close, Mims.
36.5.
It's like 1 game ahead of Minnesota. I think I'm gonna take the over.
How many did they win last year?
They won 31.
31.
Mm-hmm.
If they literally go from just not being the worst defense ever, just like literally just go from like 30th to like 25th, because they were a 10 seed last year, or like 11 seed. Like they were close to being in that play in. Like, you don't think they could sneak in as like a 9 seed? Just knowing that, like they were 13th in offense last year.
Yeah, no, they got some hoopers on that team for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So if they literally just go from being like not the worst defense ever,
yeah, I'm sure that's
over.
I'm sure that's
all. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I'm taking the over as well. We're on the same page there. All right.
Like not even a huge jump, just like 30th to like 25th.
Let's talk about Golden State, Mims.
This is like the team that no one has a read on, but I think I know my opinion on them.
Well, that's funny you say that because I have my notes here. They're at 47.5, and beside that, I have a question mark because I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I put under. That's how I feel about them, just based off what I've seen the last 2 years. But like, you never know. Like, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson could just be like, no, we still can shoot the lights out.
Well,
Steph
what
Curry
I'm
can
really
score.
looking for here is James Wiseman going to start playing basketball like a grown man, or is he going to keep playing like he's a scared boy?
I'm willing to bet on the second one just because he's just not like DeAndre Ayton kind of grew into it because he kind of was timid to start his career, but he doesn't have that dog in him, which I know sounds cliche, but like as a big man in the NBA, you have to want to attack the rim. And he just doesn't seem like he's always fading from the basket, which I know sounds dumb. Like, but when you don't attack the basket and you're 7 feet tall, like he is, like what fucking gives? You were the number 2 overall pick, am I mistaken?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell? What do you like? I don't know. Besides him, though, they really don't have much help down low. Like they got Kayvon Looney, however you say his name. Andrew Wiggins is still on that fucking team, which, God, I've never been more wrong about a player in my life. Iguodala's back on the Warriors, which is funny. Jordan Bell's back too. What the hell? They got all their players back. All their old players. I think they waived Avery Bradley earlier today. So yeah.
They did.
Yeah, so I think I'm taking the under just because the traditions of the last 2 years. But I wouldn't be shocked if Steph Curry just comes out and decides to shoot 15 threes a game and they do become a 5 seed.
I'm not even going to give an answer because I really don't know. Like, I truly do not know. But, yeah, that's definitely a question mark team. I don't think anybody truly knows. Like, would Mims bet his money that it's going to be under? No.
But
like
I said, if I had to make a choice, yeah, I would probably go under.
Like that's like that. Yeah, we don't know. But anyways, Phoenix at 51.5. I think I can firmly say under.
Yeah, I just don't see them repeating that magic again. Did you see Sarver is not intent on giving Ayton his money?
Yeah,
they're not going to reach an extension.
They've ceased talks without a deal being made. It was exactly what I read, and
that's a big loss because if he
and that sucks because he went to school in
Arizona.
Yeah, doesn't that suck?
Oh yeah, for sure. He was, I don't know. Whoever gets him, whoever needs a big, like if he goes to the Hornets with LaMelo. I know that's just like such a homer thing to say because we're from Carolina. I would just love to watch that team like get some tickets and ride up to Charlotte and go watch them. But
yeah.
Oh, I would go to so many games. I might get season tickets. Damn near. Like, are you kidding me? But if he's gone, yeah. But anyways, I say all that to say under. They have JaVale McGee, which helps, but yeah, under.
No, under for sure. 51. No. I mean, that goes without saying they won. Yeah, no. They won 51 games the last season in a shortened season. Like, no. They're definitely not winning more. Like, no. Definitely not. Chris Paul's only getting older, guys.
Devin Booker is only getting better, though. And JaVale McGee does give them a little more depth down low as far as
I don't know why you don't pay Aiden. Like that makes no sense.
No, not at all. I think that's stupid. But they pay Chris Paul, but not Ayton. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, all right. The Clippers are at 45.5. I think that's
taking the over.
Yeah, because like I think Paul George
even fucking play.
No, I mean I don't know when he'll be back. I know he's not healthy right now at all, but Paul George does play better without Kawhi. I think everybody knows that.
I mean, he's proven it.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know how. I don't know. I think I'm probably taking the under at 45.5. I think they have a slow season this year.
I mean, they re-signed Reggie Jackson, who really showed that he could do it last year in the playoffs. Bledsoe.
I'm glad my boy Reggie got paid.
I say Bledsoe's there, just helps on them perimeter defensive wise.
Another
Excuse me. I'm thinking. I said Trey Man on the Thunder. I was thinking of Terrence Man. I don't know why I said that, but Terrence Man is still on the Clippers.
Yeah, they're a good
Winslow,
team.
Zubac, Kawhi, Paul George, obviously. Marcus Morris, BJ Boston's on that team, which bears some watching because he could be a young. I think he has a lot of potential. I'm not saying he's like.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be great
this
this year, but like, yeah.
I think later on down the line, like almost how Cam Reddish progression went, as far as like he started off just with a lot of growing pains, but you look down like by the end of the season, you see he's gotten better month by month. I could definitely see that with a guy like BJ Boston if they play him. They're very deep at the forward position, so maybe not. I think I'm taking the over there, just because, like you said, Paul George probably just shoots this team to 48 wins. But probably moving on to like the worst overall division in the league, besides maybe. There's really not even there's a literal. Yeah, I said the Southwest. This is like very bad just looking at it. But start with the Grizzlies.
41.5. Over.
Over? Really?
I think they won 42 games, man.
I think
Ja breaks out this season. That's what I think. I think Ja gets off. And they just gave Triple J an extension literally today.
Did they really? That's good.
Yeah.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
I like him to break out personally. I think Triple
J.
I think this is Triple J's year.
Yeah.
I think he has I don't think he will get Defensive Player of the Year hype this year, but I think he has that potential as far as like the blocks and like the defense he can play. He's just not a great rebounder. Or hasn't shown the consistency.
They added Steven Adams too.
Yeah, which basically it solves Triple J's rebounding problem. Kind of talked me into the over, but I'm probably still just going to lean under just because I could definitely see them. I don't know. They don't have really the wings, in my opinion. They have Desmond Bane. I don't have that wing defense. Dylan Brooks is fine. Justice Winslow's there. I don't know. I just don't see it with this team, personally.
I mean, they added Zaire Williams from Stanford. He could definitely play the wing. He's like 6'8".
Well, I mean, they could definitely. My only thing though is that they could definitely run up wins on their division. So they're gonna play all these teams 4 times. So maybe. The West is tough though. The West is so tough.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I like them better than almost everybody else in this division.
Everybody except for maybe one team.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to when we could talk about that team right now. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, we're basically just Luka Doncic and 4 other guys on the basketball court, but that's damn near enough.
Yeah,
to make the playoffs.
You want to take a guess at what their line's set at?
45.5 because they're insane.
48.5.
That's wow. They think Luka's literally gonna under, but they think Luka's gonna average 40 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Who else? Yeah, what else are they gonna do? You know, I'm taking the under, but I mean, it's only because that team's so bad beyond Luka. But I mean, unless he's literally LeBron James, then
the only addition they really made, honestly, was, Reggie Bullock, which helps on defense. But I about to say, does that break the glass ceiling now? So yeah, definitely taking the under there.
Yeah, nah, that's quite a lot of wins.
But I think they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah, because of Luka. He's a superstar. He's amazing.
All right. So moving on to probably the only other team in this division with a prayer to make the playoffs. The New Orleans Pelicans. Another hometown boy, and Zion Williamson didn't shout out Ja earlier too, but yeah.
No, I did. I think he's going to break out.
Yeah, but
Zion might too. Zion might go crazy. They got Steven Adams out of there. I think that might help him out a little bit. They added
who would you take for the next 5 years?
Zion or Ja? Or Luca? Luca, what? What? If
I
you
think it's
don't
closer than a lot of people think.
no. If you
I would
don't say
take Luca, but I
no,
think
it's
it's
not.
closer than more people think.
No, it's not. If you don't take
Y'all
Luca,
sleep on Zion. Y'all sleep.
nah.
He's so good. Like
Luca can hit. No. Here's the difference. Luca offers more all around. He can take the ball up, but he can also play the wing. Like, no, bro. No, like Zion.
He's an inconsistent shooter. That's the only thing. And he's like a usage rate is the big thing. Like Zion gets the ball and he's immediately going up and scoring. Like, I don't know. I think Zion is literally like the modern day version of like
there are
a baby
players
Shaq.
to stop Zion and
Who?
Joel could stop Zion. Giannis could stop Zion.
I don't know if Giannis can stop Zion. I think Zion's
You're crazy.
Zion's a big fucking body, dude.
I understand that, but so is Giannis. Giannis is probably stronger than Zion.
I wouldn't say that.
It's close.
I'm
Giannis has gotten big, bro.
Zion's been big. That's the thing, and he's only he's only getting bigger. That's a scary fucking thing. He's a flying.
I don't know. We'll see. This is
lineman.
going to be a fun season to watch. Like, what is this, year 3 for them?
This is year 3 for him, but he barely played that first season. He played like 20 games.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean,
we
really like year. Like he's
2.
basically played like just over 1 full season because he's played. He's basically short season last year. And he played 20 games the year before. So like he's played 91 games, and he was injured for a little bit last year too.
He's taking the Ben Simmons route.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a whole lot better than Ben Simmons. Let's be real here.
All right. Well, 38.5.
I like the over.
Yeah, I do too. I can't see them winning under 30 games or 40 games. I like 40, 41 games. I mean, like you said earlier, the West is tough. But yeah.
I think they get like 38 wins.
All right. Now we can talk about the worst team in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs. They are the worst team in the NBA, Mims.
Oh, good God. You might be right.
No, I know I'm right. This is the worst team in the NBA. I don't even think it's close. 29.5. Give me the under. Like I said, they're the worst team in the NBA. And
you don't think Pop can drag them to better than that?
No, I think Pop's washed, bro. I mean, that team is bad too. Like, Pop's at least had one guy in the past. Like, their best player is probably DeJounte Murray, bro. Like, no. Like, they're
DeJounte and Keldon Johnson, baby.
Yeah, nah, they're bad. Give me the under.
Yeah, give me the under as well. Not really much to say about that.
No. And then we got last team we'll talk about, Houston.
I think they're going to be really fun.
Yeah, of course. Kevin Porter.
Walking bucket.
Jalen Green.
Kevin Porter. Kenyon Martin Jr. Like, you know.
John Wall until further notice.
Christian Wood. I mean, this is just going to be, like I said, keep saying. I don't think they're going to be any good. I don't think they're making any noise on anything, but they're going to be just a fun team. If you got league pass, cut them on, got nothing to do.
Yeah, for sure. Nah. 25.5. I'm taking the over. I don't think they're that bad. I think they're better than the Spurs.
You said 29.5. I'm taking
25.
25.5?
Yeah.
Still give me the under.
No, I don't think they're that bad. I'll take the over there. And that wraps up.
No defense.
That wraps up our over-under predictions.
Let's get into these individual awards here.
Yeah, where do you
all NBA for first and second team first?
Wait, what?
You want to do first and second team to start off?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right. I'll start it off with the all NBA first team for me. At point guard, I've got excuse me. Steph Curry. At the 2 guard, I've got Luka Doncic. At the 3, excuse me. I've got Paul George just because I think he's going to just shoot the lights out and carry that team. 4, Giannis, and 5, Joel Embiid.
You want to run that back for me one time?
Steph Curry, Luka, Paul George, Giannis, and Joel Embiid.
Paul George.
I think if Kawhi is not going to play the whole season, he's going to jack, and he could honestly, this last year in OKC, he finished 3rd in MVP voting. Like, why not? Kawhi, Kevin Durant's not going to play a whole lot.
Why? What makes you say that?
Because he always rests.
Bro, he played in the Olympics after he got knocked out of the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I think that boy's.
You think he's going to play 70 games? I think Paul George plays 70 games.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah. My whole thing is that I think the writers would look at stuff like that. It was a coin flip, but my whole thing was that I think Paul George is honestly just going to get more. I think he's going to play more games. He's going to have more usage because Kevin Durant and James Harden share the court at the end of the day, and they're both going to get their shots. And Paul George is Kawhi Leonard just because he's known to rest off injuries for long periods of time.
That's wild.
I mean, I think it's very possible.
It's possible. I just don't know if I foresee that. All right. Well, mine, I got all NBA first team. We got Luka and Steph. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I got Giannis at the first forward spot because he's fucking Giannis. And he's shooting threes now. That scares me.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got KD. I disagree. I think he plays a lot more than you probably think he does, especially considering that they might not have Kyrie. I don't foresee KD resting a lot.
I mean, if Kevin Durant doesn't rest, he's in. But like I said, I just see that happening, and Paul.
You're banking on him resting. I get it. All right.
Yeah.
And then at the center spot, I have Jokic.
Boo.
I'm sorry. You know who I got in second team, but I mean, it's just kind of hard to.
Duh.
I mean, the only reason I do have him there is because I think he plays more games, and that's literally the only reason.
I think Joel plays a lot of games this year,
and
I think
it's
gonna be his healthiest season.
Well, that's an
knock on
interesting take. Yeah, I was about to say that's just you hoping.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Jokic, yeah, I think he'll have a better team too. So give me that. And then all NBA second team, I got Damian Lillard, James Harden, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, but you kind of have me thinking I need to put Paul George there. I think I might switch mine to Paul George because I think you kind of just talked me into that, just given the fact that Kawhi's out. And like I said earlier, Paul George does play better without Kawhi. So, and he'll definitely get more usage and looks. For sure.
He's by far he's by far the top dog on that team.
They're gonna run the offense through Paul George. So yeah, I'll put Paul George on my second team. Take LeBron out because LeBron does like to rest nowadays. He's getting old, so we'll take LeBron out of there, and Embiid at the center spot. The most surprising person I have in there, Jason Tatum. I mean, I know it's biased and I know it might sound crazy. I just think after what I saw from him in the playoffs before the season ended, I mean, it's just kind of hard to not think that he doesn't break out, and it's going to be hard for them not to put him there. And I don't think that's an outrageous take at all. Second team. And if not second team, third team, certainly. He's going to be up there, one of those teams. He hasn't made it yet, and he was, in my opinion, snubbed last season of at least third team spot. So I like him to get at least second team this year.
All right. And with mine, I got Damian Lillard, James Harden, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Nikola Jokic.
All right.
Just kind of basing off of, like I said, I think the Lakers really might just try for that 1 seed. And if that's the case, LeBron always gets those nods. And Anthony Davis is coming off an injury, but I still think he is probably he's going to remind us that he was probably still a top 10 basketball player in the NBA or in the world for that matter, for certain. So
No, I like that
banking on
list.
that.
I could definitely see that happening as well.
But yeah, moving on from there, let's start with rookie of the year. We'll work our way up to MVP. But rookie of the year, I kind of have a 3-way split.
What?
Well, I have one favorite, but I have 2 dark horses.
This is
really.
a Jalen Green podcast, Mims.
Oh, Jalen Green is by far my number one. Like, I think he will win it. But 2 dark horses that I could see doing it, like I said, I like Mobley a lot. And also James Bouknight, if he just comes out and drops like 17, 18 off the bench and Charlotte makes the playoffs, like, it's possible. So those are probably the 3 guys I would look for. So Mobley and Bouknight are probably my 2 dark horses, and Jalen Green is probably my favorite to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no.
What say you?
My order was Jalen Green, Cade, and Jalen Suggs third. I think Jalen Suggs probably gets a lot of usage down in Orlando.
But I think they're just going to be such a bad team.
They are going to be a bad team, but that goes without saying, so will Houston and Detroit.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I have Bouknight in that dark horse spot. I was like, I could see the Hornets sneaking into the playoffs, and if he has something to do with it, like,
yeah, no, I know my list is probably very improbable because like those are like literally like 2 or 3 top 10 guys in the draft, and like there's always one guy who's like comes out of nowhere and it's like, hey, I might be like Lou Dort, you know?
Yeah. So we'll see. It's something that Bears looking forward to. Rookie of the Year is going to be a interesting one. Definitely at least between Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham. But moving on to most improved player. I got really 2. You could do a coin flip. I think I like Miles Bridges more personally for what I mentioned earlier. He started just shooting threes at a pretty efficient clip.
His contract talks today. He's not getting re-signed by Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. He could get traded like mid-season if that's the case. But if not, then he could be a definite candidate for most improved player, kind of like how Julius Randle did just in terms of usage. Like, they don't really have a big man that can give them offense. So definitely, I think that's something that could happen for sure. And Michael Porter Jr., just like I said earlier, is a tall guy that can shoot. Pretty good offensive skill set.
Yeah, he's on my list as well. I have Michael Porter Jr. I kind of have 3 guys just because like it's kind of a hard one to predict. But Michael Porter, they did get rid of Paul Millsap. He will be getting more minutes this season. I think he's a bucket, and if he can stay healthy, it's gonna be kind of hard to not put him there. I got Ja at number 2. I definitely think that Ja could break, like I was saying, like I think it's his season this year. And if not Ja, JJJ, but I don't have him written down. I like OG. Toronto's bad, and this is going to be the year that OG gets a lot of looks, and if he can capitalize and make himself look as good as he's supposed to be, I think OG probably wins. I mean, he's going to be in talks, you know. I mean, they're going to be a bad team, but yeah, those are my 3 guys.
I don't hate any of those.
Yeah.
Don't hate any of those at all. You want to talk about Coach of the Year now?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I like. You want to start off? I'm kind of like deciding who I want to make my candidate. I have like 3 written down, but I want to pick one.
Oh, you want to pick one?
I am. You can go ahead. I'm just trying to think of one. Like,
I definitely think Eric Spoelstra will be in talks if they play as good as they're supposed to be. He just never goes away, man. He just always like making something in Miami. Him and Pat, I think he'll be in talks. If Steve Kerr can bring them back to where they were a couple years ago, 50 wins. If Steve Kerr wins 50 games, he's winning Coach of the Year.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, I mean, So that's definitely a name to watch for. And then Nate McMillan, man.
That's who I think I'm going with.
Yeah, I mean, he not enough respect on my man Nate McMillan's name. Like,
Oh no, I mean he took over the
I
Hawks.
don't.
They were
Yeah, do you
not
remember
good
how
last
bad
year.
they were? Yeah, and
They
then
were not good at all.
They wouldn't lose when
Oh,
when Nate
yeah, I mean-
McMillan took over. They couldn't lose. It was amazing.
They were, like I said, I like them to be. I think they're third best team in the
Arguably
East.
should have been coach of the year last season. Like literally.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
If Monty Williams didn't take them to like the 1 seed, the Suns, or was it the 2 seed they were at, then I think Nate McMillan definitely gets that shout out. But yeah.
And they have Nate McMillan on FanDuel at like plus 1,400 odds. Like
That's incredible value.
That's a good
That is
value.
incredible value.
I'll sprinkle a little $5 on that.
Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on from coach of the year, let's jump into defensive player of the year here. I got a top 3 written down. 2 of them are pretty chalk. Rudy Gobert, like not to
He's
step
also
on
on mine. It pained me to put him on there, but
yeah, I mean, God forbid he wins his 4th one. I saw or heard somewhere on a podcast today that it would be or put him in an elite company with Ben Wallace and Dikembe Mutombo as the only 3 players to win 4 defensive players of the year, which would pain me because is that the company we want Rudy Gobert to have?
No.
Exactly. And next up, if he fucking decides he cares, Ben Simmons. I mean, the defensive talent is just there. And then 3rd, and probably my favorite, honestly, not like favorite like to win, but like my favorite pick, like as far as just like dark, like I keep saying dark horses, but really just to pull this out, Clint Capella.
I like that.
Because he really anchors that defense for that team. And he's always been a pretty solid shot blocker, great rebounder. I think he gets the run and has the impact, and this team is that good. I don't see why he couldn't win Defensive Player of the Year.
No, that's a great pick. I have Rudy, like you said. It's just kind of hard not to bet on him. I mean, they just give it to him every year. Seems like Giannis, just because he's so elite. He'll average at least a block and a half a game.
And maybe a steal.
Yeah, like he's just Giannis. Come on. I mean, he's just a freak of nature. And if he feels like playing to that level of defense this season, he'll be in the talks for sure.
In my opinion, Giannis is probably the best player in the world right now.
Yeah. Giannis or KD, 1A, 1B, you know?
Yeah.
I'd definitely put Giannis at 1A after watching that finals performance.
Correct. And if he's just shooting, like we said, just
fuck
it all.
Yeah, fuck it all. Then he's definitely the best. And then my dark horse is Bam.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he pretty much anchors that defense as well. I mean, adding Kyle Lowry definitely helps. But like,
and Jimmy Buckets is pretty solid defender.
Yeah, he's a good driver. But I mean, Bam holds it down on the low, you know? Like,
oh yeah, and he's switchability. Like he can literally guard. Like he
yeah,
can switch
exactly.
On
like Bam's good for some blocks in game because like he can, like Mims just said, he can take it outside and like defend the post or the perimeter if he really needs to. I mean, he's
not that you want him to, but if he gets
drawn
switched,
out,
it's not like he's fucked.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Bam, and I could definitely see him breaking out and taking one of those for sure. That's definitely not out of the question.
No, not at all.
No, those are my 3.
All right, moving on to the big one, MVP. Should I start it off? It really is like a 2-way tie. With like
I have 3
option.
written down. I've read 3 for everything.
Oh, I have 3 written down. Yeah, but it's really between 2 in my opinion. Luka Doncic. The usage rate is going to be insane. He's going to do what he's been doing for the past 2 years and just get a bunch of insane stat lines. And I mean, he's going to get one eventually. I think this is the year. If not, then Giannis, for reasons I've said multiple times already. No, it wouldn't be back-to-back MVPs. It'd be 3 of the last.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Jokic won last year.
I was about to say the narrative was all off him. Now he won that ring. Now, you know. now he's got it. And third, and who should have been MVP last year, Joel Embiid, just out of spite. He should have been MVP last year, and I'm having him third on this list.
That's fair. Yeah, I have Luka as well at my top spot for obvious reasons. Like Mim said, the usage rate. I mean, he's just gonna have the ball in his hands whenever he wants it, and he's gonna put up whatever kind of stat he feels like because he's Luka. And his team is so bad, like he literally doesn't like he can play whatever role he wants, if that makes any sense. Like he's
had games where
the
it's 20 rebounds
centerpiece
and
of
20
their
assists
entire
the same game.
franchise. Like I haven't seen anything like it since like LeBron in Cleveland. Like literally, like it's quite incredible. But that he's definitely one to watch for. I also had Giannis. If he's shooting threes, guys, he's gonna win the MVP, and we're all fucked. They're gonna go back to back. He's gonna be the best player in the world, and it's gonna be undisputed. And my third guy, I had Kevin Durant, dude, because if he plays 70 games, 70, 82 games, if he plays most games, he's gonna be in talks because like I don't know how
Kevin
much
Durant.
he'll play. Yeah, man, like he almost single-handedly took them to the finals last season. Like they were so hurt.
Yeah.
Like James Harden was hurt as hell, man.
Oh yeah, he could barely like pass the ball. He was banged up. So
he was bad.
Kyrie
like,
wasn't
it was
playing.
bad. So I mean, and I don't know what's going on with Kyrie. I don't know if he'll be playing at all. So like, it's just gonna be more pressure on Mr. Harden or KD's shoulders. So I guess that spot's kind of like a KD / Harden spot for me.
So yeah, I feel like my dark horse for MVP was James Harden. Out of the like honorable mention, I guess, for that was James Harden for me.
Yeah.
For that reason, like, I think Kevin Durant's the one to sit out more likely than James Harden. James Harden will just be on his Houston shit.
Yeah, no, because he can do it.
Yeah, I mean he's proven it like since he's been traded from the Thunder. He's been doing that. So yeah, that pretty much wraps that up. That's our NBA preview.
No.
Oh, what we got?
Got Eastern Conference and Western Conference and finals.
All right, you go first because I have to think of this on the fly because I didn't have that written down. My bad.
No, you good. So I guess I'll start with the East. My Eastern Conference final favorite is the Bucks. I just so many question marks with Kyrie. I mean, I don't know if the workload's too much for those two guys over in Brooklyn. Like they do have a good team, like, and they do have Cam Thomas. That helps a lot. Like, say what you will. Like, I mean, it looks like the boy can jack it from anywhere, any league. Like, it doesn't matter. He can put the ball in the basket from far distances. So, but with that being said, I mean, the Bucks, I just think they're a complete team and they have a great chemistry and they're basically just running it back. Like they didn't lose hardly any, like they lost like
Robin Lopez and
Bobby Portis, I think. Like,
no, Bobby Portis is back. They lost PJ Tucker, which was like 2 points a game in 29 minutes, which nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to bet against them. And then my dark horse is the Hawks. Like I said, Nick McMillan, what they were doing last year, like they were literally running like, okay, so like whoever would set a screen for Trae Young, he'd run by and
it'd be a floater or a lob every time.
Floater or lob every time. Either the guy guarding Capella would either come out and guard Trae and he would just throw it to fucking Capella lob every time. Or they would stay on Capella and Trae Young would just get an easy floater because he doesn't miss floaters. And
yeah, I mean
Trae they're doing that. Like, what is that? Like, you just have to adjust. But like, I don't know. Like, it just Nick McMillan, like I said, coach of the year probably. Like,
well, the thing is, like, if you go underneath to stop the floater, he's just gonna jack it. Like, and that's the problem.
I don't want to. The only reason So like. What I'm saying here, I obviously I think it would either be the Bucks or the Nets, but do I want to fucking say the Bucks and the Nets? Like, that'd be like the most casual shit ever. So like, my dark horse is the Hawks.
Yeah, I think for the East, I think I'm probably leaning the Bucks. I think I like the Bucks and the Hawks in the finals again.
So you're
But
right
I
there
think
with me, friend.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same reason you said. Like, I mean, literally, not saying you talked me into it, but I kind of felt the exact same way. Maybe the Sixers figured it out, but just probably not. Just in general, those just seem like the three best teams in the East, and I just think the Bucks pull it out. I think the Bucks go back to the finals, which segues me to the West.
I want you to go first because I don't think we have the same answer here.
This is tough. I know one.
The Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers are going to win the West. Period. I don't really have like another team.
That's the second team I had written down, but the team that I like truly believe that could win it all this season is the Nuggets.
I just don't see it, man. I don't think they would. I think the Bucks are just an awful matchup for them if they meet them, and I think the Nets are also an awful matchup for them.
I think at the bare minimum they could make it there. You know what I'm saying? I think the East is superior. I agree with you.
I think the East, like at the top, is better than the West, but I think the West top to bottom is better. Yeah.
No, I like the Nuggets, and at plus 1,000 value, can't beat it with a stick, man.
Oh no, not at all. But yeah, and for my finals pick, the Wash King, baby. I think the Lakers. I think LeBron gets his fifth.
Yeah, I have three teams written down. I have the top. I have the Bucks for obvious reasons. Giannis is scary. He's scaring me. Got the Nuggets at plus 2,500. I have them second for the odds, and then third Lakers plus 400. Just because plus 2,000.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and Russell.
Yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that will wrap it up for our NBA preview.
And last but certainly not least, the exclusive EP of the week.
The exclusive EP of the week. Indeed.
You want to start it off?
EP ever. Isn't this our second exclusive EP of the week?
It is indeed.
That's rather crazy if you ask me.
A banana's time to live in, indeed.
Yeah. For the first song, my first selection, I'm going ABC by the Jackson 5. It's a classic. You know, the old ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. That one, yeah. That
you heard it.
It's a classic bop. Makes me happy. It makes me dance every time I hear it. And if you haven't heard it, where have you been? It was Michael Jackson as an adolescent, man. Yeah, he's a small child. Okay, that's a great song. And yeah, with that, I'll pass it over to Mims for his first selection.
My first selection, you're probably not going to like it a whole lot. The Language by Drake. Just something I heard on my rotation the other day. That shit is just a bop and it's been in my head for a while, so I'm going to give that a shout out. The Language by Drake.
I don't know that song.
Yes, you do.
I really don't think I do. Like,
I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons.
You can. Yeah, I'm not going to go look it up. You can play it for me later.
Yeah.
And with my second song, some backstory behind this pick. My favorite band of all time, alive or dead, is the Jimi Hendrix Experience. One of my favorite songs from their numerous projects is Spanish Castle Magic. It's a classic. It's a great song. The guitar solos are crazy. Jimi Hendrix is quite possibly the best musician of all time. And
the best guitarist of all time for sure.
And he's got some good vocals. That's not
what I'm saying, but I'm saying the best guitarist of all time for sure.
Yeah, probably. The man can wail with his mouth. Like, stop. All right. So you should go listen to Spanish Castle Magic immediately. Mims.
Sorry, I didn't know you were throwing it to me on that. And for my last pick, I'm picking a throwback as well. My Prerogative by Bobby Brown.
Interesting.
You know that song? It's
I
my
heard it, I'm sure.
prerogative. They say I'm crazy, but I don't give a damn. That one?
I don't think so.
You should definitely give it a listen. But yeah, that'll do it for the exclusive EP of the week. And you got anything else you want to say, Grant? Because we've been going probably a good long while now. Being honest.
The Red Sox officially have won 12-3 by now, and we're going to the World Series and we're going to win, and that's that. I hope everybody's ready for that. And yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. And you should continue doing that, as we will continue to release episodes for you to listen to.
And you should also tell a friend, and you should follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the exclusive pod YT.
That is also true. You should do all those things that my friend just told you to do. I'm excited for basketball.
Oh yeah.
My football teams suck. I really need this. For the first time in my life since I was like 10 years old, I think my favorite sport right now is baseball, and that's just wrong. So I'm really banking on the Celtics to give me some life, as baseball is really about to end itself. So yeah, I won't know what to do with myself if everybody sucks, and pray for my well-being and my teams to at least be okay. At least
Probably not.
Probably not, but we'll see. Mims, anything you gotta leave out with?
Fuck the Florida Gators. Yeah.
Fuck the Florida Gators. Interesting. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week's episode of the Exclusive Podcast, the most exclusive podcast on the planet. Like I said, thanks for listening. And until next time, take it easy. Say goodbye, Mims.
Later. Fuck Florida.
Yeah. Fuck Florida, I guess. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.